What's up, YouTube? Coffee Noob back with another episode of Reacting to Aeternum. We're going to watch another video by BDLG because he's back at it, yo, and he's pushing out content like a madman. So respect, and hopefully he keeps his internet for a long time. We have him talking about 5 quality of life changes coming up in New World, which I'm super stoked about. Anytime there's a quality of life change, I'm super stoked about it because I don't know how many people are still playing that are from, when launch was. But the game now, compared to how it was back then, it's completely like night and day. Just traveling alone. How much Azoth it cost for you to do that. And how, let's talk about the storage sheds, right? You had to frickin' sit there. You're playing for an hour, just figuring out, okay, I'm going to move this here and move that there so I can go here. And then I'm going to travel there for a little less Azoth because I don't weigh as much because I'm not carrying all my bullshit, right? Don't have to do that anymore. Everything's together. All the storage sheds are linked together. And the Azoth cost is so much less. I do like the change they made with the Azoth recently where you're having to use it on more things. And I think that's going to help kind of not have it to where everyone can just have a bajillion Azoth, right? Eventually, I think people are going to go through their vials. And that actually might become an item that's going to be worth more money. We'll see. But regardless, let's see what they have to say. Come on, BDLG, tell us what's up.
In this video, I wanted to go over 5 quality of life adjustments that's coming to New World with Season 4. Some of these are going to be pretty big to the game, or at least I think they're going to be, and I just wanted to share this information with you guys so that you be ready for these whenever Season 4 lands in December. So if we go take a look at the PTR, the first 2 things I wanted to show you guys relate to inventory management. So if you're anything like me, the inventory management in New World drives you nuts.
This is fucking awesome. It drives me nuts. And I hope he can show like a lot of what we're going to be able to do with it because it sounded really cool in the dev meeting, but I was still like, okay, let me see it. Let me see it in action. Like, what are we going to be able to do? How customized can we make it?
I know it does for me, but there are some improvements coming into the game in this area. However, it's still not perfect, and I'll talk about the things that I'd like to see adjusted in the future, but these are really good changes nonetheless. So if we take a look here at our inventory, you can see now that it looks very different. My stuff is sorted into one column. Well, you can click on this filter button here whenever you're in your inventory, and you can sort this by either 1 column or 2 columns. So now we have 2 columns.
So this is kind of like the OG format, right? Except he clearly has already moved stuff where he wants it. So he has like resources right there, which I would like too. Normally right now, it's all the way basically on the bottom on the left side. So it's really annoying when you have a ton of shit. Just scroll, trying to find your shit. Like, especially when you're trying to deposit stuff. Super annoying. This is badass. If you have like certain things you always want on the front page, good job, good job, New World. Let's go.
Columns here of items, and then we can take that even further. So you can move around the categories using these arrows here.
Nice.
So for example, if we wanted our craft mods to be near the top, we can just kind of click and move them up to the top of the category. So you can see there the craft mods moved up. In order to move them, you can also just simply click, hold, and drag, and you can move your categories anywhere you want them to go. So this allows you to put things like your weapons and all.
That's actually awesome. I'm curious to see. I already like it a lot. I'm curious to see what changes he wants to see. Like what else he would add to this.
Armor up top, and your resources or your mount charms or whatever you're not using as much down below. You can also hide those categories just simply by clicking on the filter and then clicking on whatever you want to.
I didn't want to say anything yet, but I was like, yeah, see those checkboxes? I bet you that means we could like just completely take it out of our inventory. Obviously, you still have it on you or it's still there, but you just won't see it.
Hide. So if I uncheck apparel, for example, you can see that it disappears. It'll show you here that you have some things filtered so that you know that everything is not showing in your inventory. So if we click the all button now, that little filter goes away, and that tells you that everything is now showing within your inventory. So a pretty nice quality of life adjustment coming into the game right here. You're going to be able to sort your inventory a whole lot.
That is a fucking poggers quality of life change. I said this before in a video, I can't remember which one, but can we please get a trade post quality of life change where we can sort through our items a lot easier? If you could have a system like this in the trade post when you're trying to sell your shit, and I don't have to either sort it by name or just by how many I have. You know how many things I have of like just one thing and I just can't find it? Yeah, name is a little bit easier to find it, but it's still annoying if you have to scroll all the way up or down based on what letter it starts with, right? You could sort it from like A to Z or Z to A, but it's still annoying. What if something's M, Like you just have to go through this entire list of shit that you have just to find this one thing. It's super, super tedious.
Better. So now you can do either a 1 column or a 2 column layout. and you can move your categories exactly where you want them, which I find to be quite nice. However, a couple of things that I would really like to see, or one really big one I would like to see, is the ability to take an item here and just move it within that category. That would be so nice. I think.
Yes, please, New World, please do that, because that is annoying. Sometimes I'll sort stuff by tier just because I like seeing like, okay, all my greens, all my blues, and stuff in a row, and it still doesn't do that. I don't know if it. I guess I think I kind of understand now why it does that. Like for instance, with your, let's say some woodworking stuff, right? You have tier 5s that are orange, you have tier 5s that are purple, and you have tier 5s that are gray. Like your basic wood, ironwood or rune wood, is going to be in a gray, has to have a gray background. See in the weaving right there, yes, this tier 5. Look at all that gray stuff. But then when you make your prismatic stuff, that's like a legendary quality, so that'll be orange. So when you, I don't know, I just like everything, all the colors to be the same. So maybe that's just, they're like, you're just picky, noob. That's true. I do have OCD when it comes to that stuff, but that would be awesome for me personally.
I think this would be particularly useful for something like potions, for example. Whenever you have a lot of the same type of potion in your inventory or in your storage, and you want to move.
You know how I do it now? Because I am OCD and I do sort these things out, literally drop it on the ground and then pick it back up. So because I have it sorted by recent, so then it all goes in the front side of your inventory. It's fucking lame.
Move them close to one another. Like right here, we have some mana potions. I would like to just move them against one another so I can see how many I have at a glance.
I don't think it would be even that hard for them to do, right? They already did it through categories, like where you could just drag and drop. So I really like this, and I think they can do it very easily.
Instead of having to search through there, I don't know why New World does not have that functionality. Literally every other game I've ever played, you can do that in, and hopefully at some point in the future, we'll be able to do that. But at least we are getting some improvements coming into the inventory management system in the way of filters. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, or quality of life adjustment number 2 that we're going to discuss, is also related to inventory management, but it is relating to salvaging your gear. So you can also now notice a little salvage all button right here in certain categories. So anywhere there is salvageable items, you'll see the salvage all button there. This is going to be incredibly nice because now we can click that salvage all button and we can salvage whatever items we want to salvage. So
that is freaking amazing. So let's say even if, okay, because usually I don't sell borderline like epics. Sometimes I'll look at epics, right? But pretty much all the common, uncommon, rare, gone immediately. Don't even look at it, right? So that is cool as hell. But think about it this way, because like eventually you go through all that crap you don't want and you have a bunch of legendaries. Doing a legendary one, like, takes a couple of clicks per legendary. Okay, salvage. Are you sure? This is a super powerful, super duper item, right? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, then you have to click that again too. And it takes forever. If you have like 20 legendaries from an expedition run you just did, you're like, hold on, we can't run another one right now because I have to go through all this bullshit and not only figure out if I want to keep it or not, but then I have to take 8 years to delete it all.
So for example, in this situation, if I wanted to salvage all the uncommons, I can click uncommons in my apparel. I can click confirm.
That's awesome.
That salvaged every single uncommon item I had right there.
That is just one click awesome.
Of a button. This is going to be super useful for those chest runs, for expeditions, just going out and fighting things in the open world. Whenever you accumulate all these items, you can now salvage them all with one.
They talked about this in the dev update that we did a video on, and I already knew this, but to see it right now like this in action, badass.
Click of a button, which I find to be absolutely incredible. We can also do that with the blue items. You can see there they disappear. We can do it with epic and legendary. We can salvage all and it's all gone.
That's sweet.
And it also seems like they have fixed the massive confirmations that pop up on your screen, or at least that's what it looks like on the PTR. Whenever I go over here and I salvage a legendary weapon, you can see that we do not get the big confirmation on our screen. If you've ever watched my stream, you will know that drives me absolutely nuts whenever I get a lot of items from an expedition
BDLG.
and I'm trying to mass salvage legendaries that I don't want. And I'm going through here salvaging them, and you get the massive thing on your screen. It just causes all kinds of headache whenever you're trying to salvage a lot of.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a way to do it quicker, but I don't even think there is. So it would be one thing if you can just, I don't know. Can you just press enter? I can't remember instead of clicking it, or E. I'm not sure, but it's just, regardless, man, it takes way too long. So this is going to be awesome to have.
Of items at once. So it looks like that's now fixed in the PTR as well. Hopefully that'll make it into live too. because that will be a great quality of life adjustment as well. So for the first two, we have inventory management filters and the inventory salvage system at mass, which are both excellent changes in my opinion. And the next two changes we are going to look at are related to movement tech. So there's a couple new movement options in the game, or a couple new movement changes in the game that we're going to go over. The first one is the new jump. You can see here the jump on the PTR compared to the jump on the live servers. The jump on the PTR is much higher. It does feel a little bit more fluid. Whenever you jump, you kind of hang in the air a little bit, whereas on live servers, it's a very short jump. So the animation has changed.
So on the live servers, it kind of looks like how I look when I jump in real life. So it's not impressive, right? This is going to be much better. However, the mounts already jump pretty high. So are they going to jump even higher now? Because I feel like now all those people that don't have mounts and are farming all my goddamn orichalcum are going to be able to jump just as high as me and scale through those mountain ridges easier.
But it doesn't really change a whole lot outside of the animation. Whenever you're running and jumping, for example, it is still basically the same animation, but it does feel a little bit smoother. So only whenever you're standing in place and jumping straight up does this animation take place. Again, whenever you start running and you jump, you do not jump any higher than you do on live.
Okay, cool. That answered my question.
Or at least it doesn't feel like it on the PTR. So that doesn't look like it's changed at all. It is only while you're standing still. The other piece of movement tech that I think is even more important, or the one that I like that's coming into the game, is the slide animation that happens on the live servers that now appears to be gone on the PTR. So whenever you sometimes dodge backwards and then quickly try to run forward on the live servers, you'll do like a skating animation. It's a little bit frustrating at times, and it is a little bit wonky. It just doesn't feel great to me. But now on the PTR, that animation is completely gone. It is a whole lot smoother. Whenever you dodge backwards and run forward, you no longer have that skating animation. It is such a much more smooth transition and feels a whole lot better. To me, that is a massive improvement and a great change for the game moving forward. So just wanted to share that with you guys too, because I, for one, am very excited about that.
Great for PvE and PvP.
The next one I wanted to talk about is related to the smelter. So if we run up to a smelter, we can scroll down a little bit and we can see that there is now a new item we can craft. And these items are called a cache of prospective gems. So we can now exchange certain ores for a cache of these gems.
I'm really curious about this because I saw this in the PTR notes when we were watching that video by Dana, and he was talking about how New World players are angry about Season 4. This caught my eye, and I was super excited about this. I want to see that cache of prospected gems that's purple, and do we get tier 5 gems out of it? Because that's going to be beautiful for gemstone dust.
So we can exchange 200 silver ore for a cache of prospective gems green. We can exchange them for a blue box of cache of prospective gems, or we can exchange platinum ore for a purple box of prospective gems. So we have a few platinum, so we'll see what these give. So if we craft 3 of these things, these are going to give us some gems, but it's going to give us some gems at random. But it is a good way to get gems if you are looking for them. You can now acquire some via the exchange of some ores. So if we open these up, we're going to get only 1 pristine jasper out of that one, but these are random. We only got 1 brilliant sapphire, but then here you can see we got 3 moonstone, 3 pristine ruby.
Look at that, baby. You need 3 for each powerful gemstone dust. Boom. Let's go. Was it powerful? Whatever. The tier 5 one, I think it's powerful. Awesome. I am going to fucking finally mine mithril. No, not mithril. Platinum. Yes.
Rubies and 2 brilliant carnelians. So it is kind of a gamble as to what you're going to get, but it's just something I wanted to show you guys to be aware if you have some extra ore laying around, or if you want to just test your luck and see if you can exchange some ore for some gems and try to profit off of that. This could be something to look at whenever this hits the live servers. And then of course we also have another really big change coming in, which is,
honestly, I should probably go farm it now. I don't know if that's what he just said. I'm just so excited about this. I should go farm it now. So as soon as it goes live, just give me 8 billion gems. Thank you.
The exchange of certain items for certain trade skill XP. I did an entire video over that. I'll make sure to link that down in the description below so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about there if you are interested. But those are the big quality of life changes coming in to Season 4. I know this wasn't a massive video with a lot of massive changes. Those are just some smaller changes, but I wanted to make sure to highlight those for you guys, especially the inventory changes, because I think those are some pretty big changes coming in for inventory management and the jump changes and the animation changes I thought were pretty good. So I just wanted to share those with you, so you should be ready for these in December whenever the next season hits. That's going to do it for this one, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy New World or enjoy New World content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. I have a lot of videos scheduled that are a little bit more in depth than this one. I just wanted to highlight some of these changes for you just in case you weren't aware. And of course, I stream every single Monday and Friday over twitch.tv/BDLG. We are now simulcasting over here on YouTube as well. Same time, Monday, Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. CST. That's going to do it for this one, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Hell yeah. Thank you, BDLG. All right, so I'm freaking excited about this. I don't know about how you guys feel about it, but I do want to know how you feel about it. So tell me in the comments, what quality of life change do you like the best from this video? Let me pause this stupid thing. And is there anything else that you can think of that you would like to see? Because I think the more ideas we can give them, the better, right? I don't know if they're going to watch my videos ever, but maybe eventually we can grow this channel to the point that they do. Or we could just talk about it, right? And be like, hey, what the fuck? And just tweet them on Twitter. Be like, how about we do this? Or how about we do that? That would make this game more amazing. And maybe they'll listen. Maybe they won't. I don't know, but I think it's worth a shot if there's something you want to see change in the game that will make your life a lot better. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you like the content, please follow and leave a like, comment, all that nonsense. Till next time, noobs out.